Okie dokie. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully the angle is right because I'm not going to change it. I'm making breakfast this morning and I'm filming it because I have a duel with Sir Ernest Montague. He made a video the other day of himself making some eggs. And in that video, he had a Calphalon pan and he trash talked it. Well, to be fair, the eggs did stick, so his pan was not non-stick, it was not working, and I felt that he needed to get a new one, and he challenged me to make eggs in my Calphalon pan, so here I am doing it. And to prove that my pans are non-stick, let's get some heat under these. I'm going to make the most sticky pan, unfriendly recipe that you can make, and that's a French omelette. So today we're going to see how to make it. And since I'm not one to just have eggs for breakfast, I'm also making French toast, and I just put some bacon in the oven. So first thing to do is season our eggs. And I like to put salt in them before I cook them. And that's something that you'll see in most cooking videos is a total no-no, because supposedly, where does this go? No? Yes. Supposedly salt is an anticoagulant and it'll cause the eggs to come out runny, but I challenge you to find any scientific evidence that the amount of salt that I just put in my eggs causes any difference whatsoever in how they cook. It certainly changes how they taste. So the first thing you need to do is beat the living snot out of these eggs. Added milk, yes. Never done a video, so I'm questioning everything I do now. Beat them until you see air. This is not something you'll do when you bake, because that's overbeating the eggs, and I think it's bad to incorporate air in that case, but in this case you want them really mixed up. And I've already got my dredge prepared for the bread here. So the pan, actually we want to get this a bit hotter. So the heat is really important. On the bread, you want to make sure, I think I need more butter. I guess I'm not really explaining how to make French toast here, so I won't worry too much about this. But just don't burn your bread. Nobody likes burnt French toast. It's supposed to be golden brown, not black. Let's just get that good and buttery. And I don't know much about French cooking. I'm making a French omelet and French toast. But apparently the secret to French cooking is just to use copious amounts of butter, which I have no problem with because butter is amazing. In Ernie's video, Mr. Ernest Montague's video, I don't know if you're friends with Ernie. If you're not, then this won't make a difference to you, but in Ernie's video, he used oil, and it's fine to use oil, but I think butter tastes better. Depends on your taste, I guess. Okay, so waiting for that to warm up. You don't want to get it too hot because the secret to a French omelet is not to scramble it. And while that's going, I'm just going to dredge my bread. So with a regular omelet, you get it on the pan, and the pan needs to be hot, and the eggs need to start cooking immediately as they hit the pan. And the whole process is really quick. But with a French omelet, it's exactly the opposite. You want low and slow, and you end up with these really creamy, delicate, colorless eggs, and by colorless I mean there's no browning. So with a regular omelet, especially an American omelet, it's typical to get some browning on the bottom. Let's just soak up a little more of this stuff. You don't want to get these too soaked, right? Because otherwise they get soggy. But that's where all the flavor comes from too, so you definitely don't want to underdo it either. Let's just clean off the hands. Not trying to get sanitary here, just trying to get the egg off my hands. Okay, this pan is probably hot enough now. Just gotta be really careful with this, otherwise the eggs are gonna start, oh yeah, you can see a sheen on that. So that's probably good. I want to turn this down to a little bit lower. Now you can see I'm working with an electric stove. You would think that in 2020 we would all be cooking with electricity, the technology of the future, but gas is, in my opinion, easier to cook with. I'm just going to turn this up a little bit too, just get that sizzling. Alright, so this is all mixed up. Hopefully the pan is at the right temperature. If it's not, that's okay. It'll just take a little longer. Okay, let's get this out. If it's too hot, that's no bueno. If it's not hot enough, where'd my spatula go? Okay, so this is actually the right temperature because you can see that the eggs just started to set a little bit on the bottom. How much time do we have left? 9 minutes. I use my bacon as my timer to see where I'm at on track with this stuff. So yeah, the eggs just set a tiny bit, not enough to really form large curds. You really don't want to form curds. Curds are those cooked bits of eggs. And so the trick here is to make sure that the surface of the pan always has fresh eggs on it. You want to get these things cooked evenly. I might even turn this down a little more because these are cooking a little bit fast. The secret is to get them cooked evenly and to not form curds. So you can see we still have liquid eggs here. And this is kind of an intense process. It takes longer than making a traditional omelet. So you might wonder, like, why would you make a French omelet? But hopefully when you see it, you'll understand why, because it's really kind of an amazing thing. It comes out like perfectly smooth on the bottom. Actually, it's not enough heat now. Perfectly smooth on the bottom, creamy in the center. It's like a little egg roll almost. Okay, yeah, heat is just barely too hot. I don't know if a French cook would look at this and say I'm doing it right, but it works for me. So basically, you just want to make sure you don't overcook the eggs. You want to keep everything liquid, because what happens if you end up cooking the eggs too much, then they won't spread on the pan like this. And what you want in the end is to be able to spread the eggs across the entire surface of the pan so that you can get a nice thin omelet that you can roll up. And you'll see that hopefully as I get this towards the end here. You can see it starting to thicken up. It's not forming curds, but it's getting thicker. So you just keep working it. Make sure that the pan is covered with fresh egg. Yeah. And in terms of like when to stop cooking, it's all about just where you like your eggs. So I like my eggs to be kind of on the creamy side. I mean, not undercooked and liquid, but I don't like them stiff, you know? Not rubbery, not like fully cooked, just a little creamy in the middle. Some people like their eggs runny, and that's totally fine. That's not how I like my eggs. Somewhere in the Goldilocks zone, you would say, all right, these are getting pretty close here. So if I go too much further, then I'm not going to be able to spread them on the pan. All right, so I think I'll go a little bit further than this. All right, so let's spread these out. Oh yeah, just a little too far probably. That's okay. It'll be fine. So you just mash everything together. So I've got the eggs off the heat right now, because they've obviously cooked to the point where I need to be careful. Yeah, this is probably the part that you wouldn't see on a real French cooking video, huh? Okay, so you can see it's roughly taking up the entire bottom surface of the pan now. Just make sure it's not too thin in spots. And then you put it back on the heat. Oh, come on. I just touched that bit. So it's even starting to solidify a little bit. All right, so that's gonna start to solidify. Let's see how these are doing. Look, not sticking. Well, it might be due to the copious amount of butter that I put on there. Get some cheese on this. Now, a French omelet you might see with like herbs, fresh herbs, creme fraiche, fresh? How do you, I don't know how to pronounce it. Creme fraiche. But I like to keep it simple. I just do salt, pepper, and a little bit of sharp cheddar cheese. Tillamook sharp cheddar, extra sharp cheddar cheese. It's my favorite. And this makes it just even creamier in the center. That extra bit of cheese. Okay, let's clean this up. Bacon almost done. Perfect. Let's see how that looks. Beautiful. Okay, so this is starting to set. I'm gonna just turn the heat off, and that needs to stay warm. So why don't we just get a lid? Just do that. This needs to be flipped, probably. There we go. All right. Yes, that looks amazing. Let's get these bottom sides coated in butter. That's actually a little bit too warm. Okay, this isn't going too bad, right? I thought because I was doing a video this would go badly. Just clean up as we go. I'm gonna use this fork, so might as well just wipe it off. What am I missing? Oh yeah, syrup. It's time to prep the syrup. Let's do da-da-da-da-da. Oh yeah. That's probably enough. Yummy. Thank you, Canada. I think it was up there. Okie dokie. Actually, I need to deal with this omelette. The cheese is melted. So let's start to loosen this up around the edges. And look, it's not sticking. That's because this is a non-stick pan. I don't know about Ernie's pan. I heard he said it was coated. He fried some eggs on it and they stuck like glue. And I don't think I would ever have tried to cook eggs on a pan that I didn't trust like that. What a waste of eggs, really. But you can see this one's not sticking as I slide this spatula under it. I'm actually just gonna get a little extra butter, as is the French way. Just kidding, I don't know anything about French cooking at all. I just watch a lot of YouTube. Come on. Just getting my hands messy. Oh my gosh. Here we go. There we go. More butter. More butter, more better. There's paper towel. Alright, we're almost done. Which is good because I'm sure it's been a longer video than most people would stick around for. If you're still around at this point, kudos to you. Because you are interested in learning the techniques. Alright, let's roll this thing up. It's ready to go. So you just fold on top of it. So just fold it on top of itself. And I'm even going to use a finger assist to make sure I get a nice tight roll. The bacon's done. Oh, see, look at the bottom of that. See how there's no color on it? That's the way it's supposed to come out. Ow, it's hot. All right. Duh, Aaron. Butter. All right, so I'm gonna actually leave it like that because it's gonna help me plop it out onto the plate. Hopefully it doesn't unroll itself. It's so buttery that it just doesn't want to stick to itself. Oh yeah, that's basically done, isn't it? Yikes. See, the heat was a little too high. I'm gonna just turn that down even more. Okay, I get it. It's time. All right. This one looks, okay. It's gonna be really good. It's gonna be really good. Is that big? Oh yeah, that's done. Oh yeah. Let's get that out of there. Oh yeah, look at that. Yum. Greasy gum. This is not a healthy breakfast. Not healthy. All right, let's get the tongs. I need a plate. I need 2 plates. Here's something I like to do. Let's turn this off. Stick this plate in the oven. That is going to be the plate that I serve on. And I don't like all the greasy mess. So I use paper towels to soak up some of that bacon grease. Just get this guy on here. Yeah. Just pat down some of that grease. All right, just set this aside. Don't need this lid anymore. Okay. All right, we're basically there. Ready to eat. Just make sure both sides of my toast are nice and hot. Let's turn this off. Okie dokie. Good and warm. Well, there you have it. I mean, that's basically it. Oh yeah, that's good. So let's get the toast down. Boom. French toast. A couple slices of bacon. Yum. And the pièce de résistance, the omelette. Yeah, you're supposed to do it like this. No, that is not how it's supposed to work. Well, I'm setting a very bad example, but so what you're supposed to do is have it land folded side down. That's okay. That's okay. Just fix it. All right, let's get the grease off. Okie dokie, and just finish it off with a little bit of fresh cracked pepper. You know, it's definitely got plenty in it, and a little bit of salt too, but that stuff gets cooked into the egg, and you know, you just want a little bit directly on the palate. And just use the rest of this cheese. Just get this topped. Oh yeah. And I like the raw flavor of the cheese as well. You know, not unmelted. That's really the best way to go. Bon appetit. Oh, forgot syrup. Come on, there you go. All right, and that's it. Breakfast is served. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something, maybe what not to do, and yeah, enjoy your day.